In this video, we're going to talk about how to write equations of circles. You will hear that my voice is a little scratchy, but it's alright. So for this question, we want to write the standard form of the circle given a center of 5, -6, and a radius of 4. Well, if you recall, the standard form for the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. X and y are just coordinates. You just leave them as part of the equation. H and k are the center of the circle, and then r is your radius. So for this problem here, h is going to be 5, and k is -6, and r is 4. So now all I'm going to do is plug those into my format here. So I have x minus h, so that's going to be x minus 5 squared, plus y minus k, which is -6 squared, equals r squared, so that's 4 squared. Well, y minus a -6 makes a positive, so I'm left with x minus 5 squared plus y plus 6 squared, and that's going to equal 16, because 4 squared is 16. So this is my answer. Let's do another one. Let's say our center is -1, -2, but this time our radius is radical 8. Again, I'm just going to plug in that same format, which is x minus h. H is -1. Then we have y minus k, where k is -2, and that equals r squared. Well, r is radical 8. So I'll plug it in, x minus h, which is -1 squared, plus y minus k, which is -2 squared, equals r squared, so that's going to be radical 8, all of that squared. Now we simplify. Minus a negative makes a positive. So I have x plus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared. Well, radical 8 squared, if you remember, the inverse of a radical is to square it here, so that's just going to give me 8. And that's my answer. Now let's say you have a problem that says to write the general form of the equation. They've already given it to you in standard form. So your equation, we'll just do this one right here that we used earlier. Sorry. This one that we came up with. We're going to write this in general form. So we have x plus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 8. And we want to write that in general form. Well, to do that, all you do is simplify what this formula says. So x plus 1 squared is going to be x plus 1 times x plus 1. Plus y plus 2 times y plus 2, and that equals 8. And now we simplify. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x, plus another 1x, plus 1 for 1 times 1. And all of that we're going to add to what this is, which is y times y, which is y squared. Y times 2 is 2y, plus another 2y. And 2 times 2 is 4. And all that equals 8. So now we just simplify. Combine my like terms. I have x squared and y squared. Those are left alone. 1x plus 1x makes 2x. 2y plus 2y makes 4y. And I have this 1 and this 4 here. So that's going to make 5. And all that's equal to 8. Now to combine my like terms again, I got to get 0 over here, so I'm going to subtract 8 over. So I'm left with x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 4y minus 3, and that equals 0. And that's your answer. So that's how you go from standard form to general form. We'll do one more example. In this example, we want to find the center and radius, and we've already been given our formula. So all you have to do is read it straight off of the formula. So let's say Your first one is x minus 6 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 100. Okay, so that's the formula of our circle, and we want to find the center and the radius. Remember, the center is always these numbers right here. This is the h because it goes with the x, and then k goes with y. Now you remember our standard form is x minus h. So since this is a minus sign already, h is 6 and k is 2 because it's already in the minus format. And you'll see in the next example that I do what I mean by that. R squared is 100. Well, we just want to know what the radius is, not what the radius squared is, which means we just want r. Well, if the squared form is 100, then plane r is going to be the square root, which is 10. So my center is 6, 2, and my radius is 10. We'll do one more. Let's say we have x plus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared, and that equals 48. So once again, this is what h should be, that's what k should be, and this is r squared. So 48 is r squared. So again, our standard form is x minus h. Well, this is a plus. If it's supposed to be a minus, then that must mean that h is actually a negative 1. And if you think back to the example that we had over here, x minus a negative 1, that's simplified to a plus 1. So if we're going backwards, then h itself must be a negative 1 like we had here. So h is negative 1, which means k is going to be negative 4. And again, r squared is 48. Well, to undo something that's squared, you take the square root of it. So r must just be the square root of 48. So my center is negative 1, negative 4, and the radius is radical 48. And that's your answer. And that's how you do equations of circles.